welcome back to the DreamHack PUBG Showdown, coming to you live from DreamHack Austin. Now, we have got some nervous duos waiting to battle it out between Shroud and Dr. Disrespect, but I want to know who's going to get the most kills, Dr. D or Shroud?
I'm going to go with Dr. Disrespect. I think violence, speed, momentum equals, I'll go on a limb and say easily 11 kills, probably 13 to start this one off.
I'll go with Shroud, but he's going to get 9. But that's still more than Doc.
Well, we've got a few rounds, so they might start one-upping each other. Now, we've got two casters ready and raring to go backstage. Hamzy and Sims, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
We're here.
Can we get your kill predictions, please? Who's gonna get more?
Well, look, you know, I've casted Shroud before in the past. If anything, I'm just really excited he might actually win a DreamHack finally. It's pretty good to see that being potential. No, I'm kidding. Of course, next to the award-winning international champion, the Doc. I mean, he's gonna get shown up if he doesn't bring the fire. But no, Shroud's incredibly talented. He's not gonna be nervous. The guy is so aggressive. I'm watching his stream right now. He's just warming up already. I mean, this guy's ready to go. So I'm backing Shroud like 15 kills, easy.
I'm going with the blockbuster champion himself. I think we're going to see. I'll go double digits. We'll say 10, 11. I think he's going to be dropping.
We're
the
aiming
bomb.
high. We're aiming high.
Yeah. High hopes.
Well, let's switch that oven on. We're going to let you guys take it away and get into the first round of the DreamHack PUBG Showdown Finals.
Thank you so much. And, well, that's one way to start a show, isn't it?
It is. It's,
I mean...
it's been a wait, but we're good. We're here. We're now. We're live. And it's a bit warm outside, so I'm glad we're inside. I've got to say that.
Aircon. Thank the Lord. I mean... No, this should be fun. I mean, I'm literally watching Shroud's stream. I checked into the docs. They've just been warming up. They're playing just normal games, hopping in, getting, feeling warm, getting used to the setup. And the others, I feel sorry for them because you know that these two will hunt them out. They're not going to play the, I guess, more pro style, right? The kind of more rotation focus. They're going to be aggressive. They've got points to prove, and they're good enough to do it. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited to see what they can bring, though.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where if you poke the bear, you're going to get the claws 110%. If you want to challenge these guys at the end of the day, they're not going to back down from it. If they see a face, it's like, well, poke again, boy. We'll have another crack at that. When you heard Doc, he just wants him to peek. Get the Kar 98. Happy days for him. If he sees a face, he's going to try and land a bullet in him. But no, I do think if teams or players are going to try and individually challenge these guys, they have to be prepared for a bit of backfire because they will come for them.
No, absolutely. I mean, these guys aren't scared.
It's not a matchmaking game where you can just, there's someone inside his town. Let's just have a few shots at them, maybe force them out. It's like,
wait, hold on. I've got a massive update here. Shroud has changed from the front-facing camera. He's actually adjusted it to a side-facing camera. Just, quickly coming in.
Is that nerves? Is that early nerves?
I mean,
pressure.
Maybe he doesn't feel, it's that's his setup. It's like you got to have your keyboard and mouse in the right place. Shroud needs to have the camera at an angle. That's the MySpace angles have reigned supreme for years.
You're a big fan of MySpace angles,
I mean, I've got to look good somehow.
I used to be a Bebo fan.
Lord above.
Do you remember the Bebo?
Nope.
I would say it's before your time, but there's like literally 2 years between us.
We are just waiting on the last player to join us, so thank you for your patience out there, sitting around in Twitch chat. Again, who are you supporting? Obviously, Doc and Shroud are streaming themselves, so I imagine a lot of their fans are in there, but you guys have stuck around as well, which, I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. But the point is, who are you supporting? These two have some incredible emotes. I want to see them up in chat. I want to see the spam coming up. I want creative spam. That's what I want. That's the one thing PUBG players and fans are very good at. Creative spam.
Spam these hands to help. Who was it before?
These mans.
These... I like it. I like it. Amazing.
I'm liking the logos. Like, that looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've got to say
Shroud's got the new logo up as well.
The skins are pretty bad boy as well.
They look
really, really nice. I mean, it's probably going to affect me where I have to get one with the Kar 98 and one with the AKM as well. You're going to have both in the back pocket, right? You can't just rock one.
I've said creative spam and it's just Shroud's face. Oh, I was hoping for a little bit more, but you know what? I'm down. I'm down for this. Why not? Again, it does feel like, Shroud and Doc are the final bosses right there. It's like you play through the game, it's all fun and games, and then finally you're just stuck there with these two. I do wonder if people are going to just directly go for them. I'm wondering what drops they go for here. Do they go, real central? Do they go for the hot drop? I don't know if you can if you're them. You're still meant to be the star of the show. Let's not beat around the bush. But I mean, imagine if they dropped school.
I mean, it's a little bit different to last time we actually saw the Doc in action at DreamHack. There was a few comments about certain individuals maybe rushing him at certain individual points. But this time around, obviously, we're now on the main stage here. And what a beautiful stage it is, by the way. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit high up there. I must say I got a bit nervous walking up, but yeah, there's obviously admins and all these guys. They're not going to have eyes on the prize. Let me see. Who's that on the end there?
Oh, I don't know. I recognize him slightly.
I recognize the logo on the T-shirt. That's for sure.
This isn't a Twitch tournament. I don't know how pros are getting into this.
Omega Lol.
But look, I've got to come into flame. This is the chill day, right? This is the fun duos tournament. That's what it's about. So we get to chill out with you guys and actually have a good chat about this. Tomorrow, you know, we start looking a little bit more serious about things. We start tightening up all the kind of loose ends and making sure everything's looking real nice for the big tournament. But this is still pretty good fun. Like, I love the idea of watching these two just battle it out.
Yeah, I think more than all, it's kind of, we get to see them both working together now in a bit of a, I think saying competitive environments a little bit different because we don't have the big bad boy names in there, so to speak, but we are on a main stage, we are in an environment where these guys can, you know, you've got your opponents that are sat next to one another, they're going to be talking to one another, the communication's there, where do we go, where do we want to drop, what do we want to do, how do we want to approach these fights, but yeah, I'm interested more to see how the Doc and Shroud approach this, because for them, there's a lot of pride on the line, let's be honest here.
Absolutely, I mean, you literally call yourselves champions, and they can be. I mean, as much as we can banter and have a bit of fun, they are very good players. Yeah. As much as the Doc, you know, he's got the kind of, I guess, persona out there as well as this. The guy can snipe. He's got game to bring. There's no taking that away from him. He is a very good player. Now, the point is, though, does that translate when you have everyone here probably gunning for you? You know, you have a target on your back, quite literally, that people are coming for. So for them, it's that mental game. Do we approach this like a normal game? Because it's not like they're not used to people, you know, chasing them down, hunting them out, but not going to be easy for them to get through this, I don't think. I think a lot of people will be eyeing them up.
Any particular place you'd like to see them drop? I'm fancying somewhere busy, see if we can get a bit of early action out of them.
I like the idea of that, but I don't think that's the plan. Like, for me, I think they should play it relatively smart. You can get it. Oh, look at this crowd. Do you know what, Austin? I love DreamHacks. Look at these beautiful people.
Give us a wave.
Go on, hands in the air. You can do it.
Give us a wave.
Then one person
I heard a woo.
I appreciate you. Whoever you were. Lovely. See, this is it. It still feels early for me.
As long as there's no doubts, because it's 2018.
Stop it. Why did you say the word? You've encouraged it.
Oh, God.
Right, I already saw, like, some questionable things from the players in the booth, so let's not encourage the crowd. If you are just wondering what's going on, we're just making sure the servers are ready, players are in. Again, thank you for your patience. But this is ample time to now talk to us. We want to hear from you guys out there who you're supporting. Where do you think they're going to drop? Do we think we're going to see that spicy school player that's going right into the action for Chinky and no prisoners at all? Or is it going to be a bit more of a safety play? Now, for me, I think a bit of a safety play. Kind of, you know, I guess we look at pro strats, that moves aside. You can't do that here. Let's look at ways to play the plane drop, right? Do the polar route. I think that's always a nice safety. Get a nice car, head away from that direct plane route, go somewhere relatively safe, but not too far out of the central mass of the map, right? I think that's the smart play for them. I think they don't need to be afraid of fights. They know they can win them. But they need to not get overwhelmed. I mean, they're good, but you can only do so much.
I mean, for me and probably everyone else, they want to drop in a busy spot, get some early action, see the gunfight, see the kills being racked up. But like you said, there's a lot of pressure on these guys. They want to be bagging themselves a win after this one. You'd expect a little bit of a later drop, move away from the main fights, maybe go coastline. But again, it all depends on that first initial playing route. What do you want to do? I mean, time and time again, we'll see a lot of pro teams. They'll grab themselves the vehicles. They'll go complete polar opposite to anybody else, try and get away from the main digestion of all the where the teams are going to be dropping and where the main head of the players are, and then play the long game. Wait till the circle loads up, see where we're going to go. Do we play edge? Do we go center? I think these guys will probably creep the edge and maybe try and pick people off on the way into the circle, take down, you know, the opponent's kind of like an obstacle in the way, so to speak. Approach it from the edge and just see who they pick up one by one. Or they could go hunting. They might just get in the vehicles and go off and do their own little thing. I definitely wouldn't expect to see them both in a vehicle because they want to get tanked up. You know, they're both going to die at any one given time. We certainly see at a pro level multiple vehicles being in use, but with these guys, there's only 2 of them as opposed to 4. If they're both in a vehicle and that vehicle hits the deck, they are dead.
Look at the amount of phones to just Twitch chat out just right now. I like it.
Where would we be
very
without
nice. Very
mobile
nice
phones these days?
But no, I've got to say, big shout out for the crowd. It's what? Is it still before afternoon right now?
I just saw a Wado Heck t-shirt.
Oh, what? Really?
Wado Heck. I just saw a t-shirt. Wado Heck.
I love somehow he gets into this game. You know what I mean? Just somehow.
It's amazing. It's
a talent.
How in 2018 do we get like stream snipers becoming? It's incredible. I mean, I watched his stream and it's like I didn't believe it. That's all he says, and that's genuinely all he says. I'd love to know the meaning behind it.
I think it's called "What the Heck." Rich, it's gone 12 in the afternoon, mate. Like, do we
What
need to
time
get
is
you
it back
coffee?
home?
We don't do that. Jet lag scares me. All right, it's a bit much. Hopefully we can get you guys some updates as to what's happening. But if you are just checking in as well, make sure you check out Shroud, check out the Doc. You know, both the streams are up. You can see they're just waiting in the lobby right now. I think we're just waiting for Doc to jump back in. Maybe he might have just been sorting some settings out. But yeah, just keep up to date on both of them, and we'll start this up as soon as we can. I mean, we're just here chilling out. Why not? What else have we got to do today?
Cast some PUBG. Maybe try and actually play some myself because
Look at Shroud.
I have
Look at
noticed
that
that.
face.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Majestic. He looks very pale there. Like if someone just like dimmed the light on. But
He's got his new clothing range on. He's got a new clothing range on him.
I actually really like the logo.
The logo's sick.
It looks
It's
really
pretty
cool.
badass. All his the new alerts that come up on his stream, like when someone subs, it's really sick.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Is we got a headset switch? Is he keep an eye on a mouse. Second mouse. Third mouse.
I think he just carries like a ton of them, just on back up.
So, just a heads up. The man, the myth, the legend, the Doc. It's taking a couple of seconds just to, you know, get everyone else nervous. That's it. It's a mind game. Everyone is terrified. They look calm. Don't believe it for a second. Terrified. He's taking his time to get in that lobby. He wants to make him sweat.
They'll make the presence known, won't they? As soon as they get in, you just see that lobby.
It's the final name that joins you like, oof.
Oh dear, here we go. It's real now.
There he is.
It's real.
Arcing the commands. His Twitch chat. His natural habitat. Surrounded by monitors.
You're going full-blown David Attenborough again, aren't you?
I mean,
Here we see the bulletproof mode. It's
wild.
the wild.
It does look quite something from above. You know, a jib cam shot purely for that.
Red t-shirt on, Google Pro specs, whatever he calls them, on his eyes.
I wish I could get some. Can I say?
Well, we will be getting this underway very, very soon. Apologies once again for the delay. But let's have a quick chat about further afield. Obviously, this weekend, it's not just about today's tournament. Saturday and Sunday, we actually have $100,000 on the line. I mean, that's a lot of cheddar. And we have a lot of international players from various sides of the globe. We have European players, North American players, South American players. And then more importantly, we got BYOC. So we have completely, potentially, random players that we've never heard of been injected into this pro tournament for the crack at 100 grand. That's a lot of money.
No, absolutely. There's huge amounts on the line in the upcoming days. If you guys are interested in checking that out, of course, hit the follow button on this channel that you're watching right now, assuming that you're not watching any other channel. It would only be this channel. Do hit that follow button and you can check it out. But there's the overall look of things.
50 grand for first place. Now, the one thing I like about this tournament is there were no direct invites. I believe, quote me if I'm wrong, I believe this is the first LAN event for PUBG where no teams have been directly invited to it. All right, there was a close qualifier, but this is the first time teams have made it through the open, they've made it through the closed, they've won, you know, they've earned their spot here, and now they're playing for 50 grand between 4 of them. That's a nice payday at the end of the day. You win this, and as a player, 4 players a team, what is it, 12.5 grand a pop? That's not a bad earnings for a weekend.
No, not bad at all. And shout out to everyone at the back who's actually standing up watching this too. That is dedication. Appreciate you guys at the back. You're my new MVPs. Again, anytime there's just seats at a convention like this, of course, we are here in DreamHack Austin. You haven't worked it out. This is a huge convention. There's loads going on. You've got CSGO over there. You've got some StarCraft kicking off soon. You've got Rainbow Six out there. There's some absorbing the balls as well that people just like roll around. Like, there's so much to do here, and everyone's just turned out to have a little glimpse of what Doc and Shroud can do to these poor, unsuspecting victims.
Well, I am getting word in here that the game is about to load in. So,
praise the Lord.
All being well, get cracked on with this duo.
Actually,
see Shroud and the Doc
look,
fully in action.
I'm going to give the audience a challenge. I know it's still early, but when we actually get into the game, I want to hear a little bit of a cheer. You know, just to get it going a little bit. I mean, not yet. We're still doing the lovely sweeping, establishing shots. Don't worry about it now. But once we're in game, I want everyone to be very excited that we have actually started this, because it's been a while. I'm excited for that.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. I just hope to God they don't die straight away. That's my main worry. I don't think they will. I think they know how to play. But again, this is the
well, look,
the dark side and the light side. The amazing thing and worst thing about PUBG is like every single game's different, and anything can happen on any given day.
That all sounds good, but I mean, we've seen teams getting hot dropped and get real sad about it. TSM. It could be pretty tough.
Gotta do them like that. Feels bad.
I've got to flame everyone equally. you know, then it's...
Usually
then
just
it's
flame
fine.
break, to be fair, so at least you're doing it equally.
I also say he's very good at aiming, so it evens out. All right?
I like his design of the scar skin, by the way. Like, if that does come into play, I'm going to sober by it.
So just so you know, I've seen the players are in the lobby. Things are happening. Now, should be on the countdown, so probably about 30-ish seconds away. I mean, I'm maybe lying to you. But it should be around that mark. So prepare yourselves if you're at home, you've just been chilling out so far. It's time to sit back down, maybe get that coffee in hand and see if the, I guess the Dastardly duo can actually control an entire server. Probably gunning for them.
Don't talk about coffee.
Sweet nectar.
Oh, we'll be grabbing one of those after this, but I believe the game is about to go live. We'll take a look at the map once she is live, see where the initial plane will be coming in, and try to take a guesstimation. As you can guess, we will be doing a lot of following between the Doc and Shroud because
there's no one else to watch.
We want to see what they can do. Oh, I'm hearing noise, Lauren. I'm hearing noise.
That's what I like to hear, Austin. That is beautiful work, DreamHack. Everyone in the crowd getting excited because we're in game. That's my jam. All right, we are actually underway in this. We do get to see where these guys will be eyeing up what's available. Of course, we want to see where Doc, where Shroud, can they go? Can they get a second of respite? Or will they be pressured from the start? They better be up for the challenge because we are live into this. It's from the southwest to the northeast. And Georgia Pole City is going to be very busy.
So going through the middle, the map's going to be open up to a lot of these duos. They can get a lot of intense places. You can see at the bottom, we might have a few gunfights as a few people do move down towards the ferry pier edge. We'll extend that map and bring it a bit wider just so we can see the variety of where all these players are going to be dropping. Georgia Pole is looking busy as hell. We're currently looking at potentially where Doc and Shroud might actually be. Oh, here we go. 2 times champion, baby.
Smart.
And Shroud moving all the way up to the outer extremities.
Look at those moves. Look at that. Perfect.
Even dropping down, he looks like a beautiful man.
So, point being, they've gone for safety, which is the smart play. Again, quite far away from plane route. Not surprised if people do pressure eventually, if they work their way there, but it's a possibility. We are seeing a couple of other players now going over towards Georgia Pole. These are the early drops, people getting on the ground. We get some very loud shots going, apparently. That is a Uzi very close. Well, actually, no, it's quite far away, and it sounds like it's now in my face. And oh, my favorite team name. Poon is being hounded.
Kill him! Oh, if he beats him
down, let's go.
Oh, no! He beat down the Uzi guy! Oh, okay, never mind. And then another Uzi just from out of nowhere.
The drunk bus arrived on the scene and took out all of our fun. How dare they?
I mean, credit where credit's due. Beating down a guy with an Uzi is something
It's
himself.
something.
Derp's got himself a scar,
right,
as we can see in the kill feed. But up at Kameshki, so we did
let's
go
talk about this.
for the outer extremities, the slower play, move away from everybody, get geared up first, and then crawl the way in.
And I like Kameshki, specifically in duos because you have the kind of north and the south side of the town. Plenty available for 2 players. And you can see how aware they're being. I like this from Doc right now. He's aware that people probably are going to be trying to look for him. Looking up towards Stalber, that sort of way. See if there's anyone trying to rotate down. And they should be able to get good loot here. Words are really hard today. But I mean in the fact that they should be able to get decent guns, 2 twos, 2 helmet, 2 vest. Now let's see that circle as well. The problem is there's a lot of people very near them as well, and there's not. Oh my God.
That's really rough.
It's a long
to where
way
they are.
home, and there's a lot of teams in their way. If they make it through here, a boat would be great. But look at this. We have a couple of people coming up here.
They could just be going for a vehicle, and if they do, fair play. But if they drive to Kameshki, then I'm going to question it. Respect me. Well, I mean, they're going in with no... Are they heading up? Yes, they're heading into the death trap.
Have you ever seen a lamb willingly walking into a slaughter? Because I think we might just see it.
They're
going to hear it. Hold on. They're going to hear it about now. The alarm bells ring, and, well, it looks like the victims have not only fallen over, but just about arrived into this. Shroud should be the one to spot this out. They might be able to pick up a gun or 2, but they're in a really good spot here just to lock these 2 out of this one.
I mean, is it an alarm bell or is it a dinner bell? You can see all of a sudden the 2 times champion Shroud. You just saw the little arrow on the edge of it. They have turned on a pinhead. They now know where they are. 2 times champion, the Doc himself. He's scouting this one out. Gonna
Only
give the
30
information.
bullets.
Look at where Shroud is perpendicular to him, though. He's got the eye line, so he's above him in the building to give him that cover if he needs to. But on the opposing side, they had no gear, they had no guns. Like, what can you pull out of 2 buildings?
They are the attachment buildings as such, so you can get decent enough stuff. And we have the first bit of contact. Shroud, this should be a 1, 2, 3 done, but maybe feeling a little rusty here. That was not the perfection that you're used to. And they have got a UMP, a level 1 vest. They are able to take a fight, but the dog's up for it. That should be a comfortable pickup. Decent tag towards 1, but they are staying alive here, and he doesn't have that much to work with in the form of bullets. 22 left in the clip. That could be about 10 kills for him. I'm not doubting that.
We'll see what Sneak Attack can do with no armor at all. I mean, I'm surprised he's not dead, to be honest with you. Either that or Shroud and Doc are just having a bit of a potato mission right now, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
The only downside of this, Rich, is the fact that this slows down their looting.
Yeah.
And they need loot quite badly here. Looks like a little bit of delay on some of those shots. Not from Shroud's perspective, but Sneak Attack living up to the name, trying to work his way forward. After the attention, and this is going to be the push going back in. They are not sitting down. They are not resting. Shroud wants a bit of the fun. He spots out the player. That's going to be a headshot. Surely, where are these bullets going? Are they going missing? Hello? All right, Shroud, just get the job done. You know you want to execute him, and you do. First one down. Is there a second fall? That's the Shroud you want to be seeing. Put him on a big stage, and he delivers. Cold, calm, collected. The man hasn't broken a sweat.
Gets the initial knock through, and all of a sudden respects me. Stepped up to the plate, and he steps out. Gets a bullet to the brain. Job done. 2 kills in the bag already for the Doc and Shroud. But, as you did mention earlier on, Pansy, they've been slowed down looting, and Kameshki, sometimes it can be your enemy when you're talking about loot. There's not a great deal up there. I mean, you can get geared, but 9 times out of 10, it can be a little bit of a poor man's jobby. You can see the bullets are being shared around. We're having a quick look at Pachinki there. You can see another couple of 2 teams. Various ones are now going to start to rotate, but the circle now becomes their enemy. They'll be lacking gear, they'll be lacking meds, and by God, they've got a long way to go if they want to approach that circle.
Absolutely. We'll see who stands in their way. Everyone else is still going to work things out. A couple of players got picked up. That's nice.
That's
Give me that
beautiful.
suppressor 8 times. And obviously the 3s coming out. If you haven't kept up, you know, 3 times aren't so readily available anymore. At least the helmets. And Pachinki, always a battle.
2 players breaching, 1 up top. We got the pump action shotgun in hand. Boom. You hear that in the background. Bye-bye. Pushes him back. The damage is there, though. He follows through, and all of a sudden, they are gone. 1 player left. Shotgun again. That's a cheeky jump, but he comes through with the mini. The tap, was that an 8 times up close and personal? Did he just completely body them with the hip fire? I mean, I know DMRs are strong, but good God. 2 kills in the bag. He loses his teammate, but happy days for that one.
And if people are just asking and kind of working out, this isn't the latest patch either. So M24's in drops, etc. And this is a good idea from these 2, knowing they've got a long way to go, and that boat could be a wonderful vessel to get them there. So that's a nice little way to head down towards the south. They were actually the next kind of team close-ish towards the Darsley duo up to the northeast. So that's a boat that's now been removed away from them, and that's a lovely free pickup here. Now, it's so different when you watch games that are just kind of, you know, people who turned up. This is, you know, it's the spirit of DreamHack. You turn up and play, and you have a go at things. Off we go in the Darcy, but essentially, it's very different to pro play to a massive degree. There's a lot of open room here in this circle. There's about 2-3 players, you know, central-ish, but you don't know exactly where that's going to go. It looks like it's a south side. It's going to be a melee end, but who knows? You'd
expect it to swing that way, just because generally, when you look at these, it's very rare we see most of them pull back to the main island of Erringale. Usually Salzburg is the area they will drag across. You okay, Shroud? He's fine. He didn't die. I'm okay with that. So the bike's in. I'm seeing 2s on the dock as well, so he's got a bit more gear than what we saw earlier on. And now the gauntlet begins. This is the run. You're on a bike. You're on the back of a bike. It becomes dangerous. I mean, to be fair, it depends if they make it there first, because the bike's a death trap in itself. Let's be honest here. But the gauntlet, it's time to run it. 27 teams, 50 players in total alive. Blue starting to move these players together, crunch them down towards that circle. And the next circle, well, it's going to be all fun and games if it does move to South Norca, because then the milling base, any players that have been looting there earlier, they are going to be tanked up to the 9s.
Absolutely. They're going to be in a really nice spot. Didn't really favor the plane route, as it did go from the southwest to the northeast, roughly. Seeing a couple of players getting their run on.
So these guys earlier on, I saw one of them did potentially a Kar 98. I also saw an initial Scar kill coming out of them, so I'm keeping my eyes on these 2, the Derp boys. Oh, and they could be running by. If he goes by on that bike...
That DP.
Literally took the words out of my mouth. The DP on the back against the bike.
They're going to hear it now. Switch it. Get your gun out,
swivel.
boys.
Here's the swivel.
There's the DP, but it looks like they're taking a wide route around. That is the first team evaded for now. And they should be fine for a little bit longer.
The gauntlet.
Wait.
Oh, they want it. They want
Show me
them.
what you're made of, boys. Let's go. The fight does begin. They've got decent cover. Other teams got a rock to hide behind. If they've got grenades, this could be explosive, to say the very least. I don't see the rifle yet, that Kar-98 with the sniper himself, but the nades being thrown back in. But these guys look scared. Oh, Doc! There's pressure, and it's that mini coming back in. You've got to be careful here.
Shroud's also tanked up on the left-hand side, so... Oh, that's nasty.
Shroud!
That's a dirty knock.
Look at this guy. Shroudy getting rowdy. Gonna take him down, punish him for daring to try and fight the king, and now he's gonna go back for a little bit more. His teammates looking a little scared, a little nervous. I would be as well. Shroud showing us how it is done, ladies and gents. That's a kill count to keep your eyes on. He is racking up those bodies. 4
in the bag, 2 headshots back-to-back. Happy days. They can take the loot. They can claim their trophies, claim their prizes. They're the boxes on the bodies. They're all yours, boys. Happy days, potentially. Oh, meat sweats.
I've experienced those.
This weekend in Texas, we've had a fair few. Phil Coffin, his teammate, more than likely we'll see Shroud.
Phil Collins?
Well, I'd be impressed if he were playing. I'd be going and checking the man's sound. He's a legend.
Great music.
I'm trying to think of a song then, but I couldn't off the top of my head.
Just can't hurry, love, Rich. Are you singing to the crowd?
Oh, Lord.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I had to do something. Come on. No shirt on this man's back. Arctic Thunder with, yeah, he's going to take a full whack to the chest if anyone does body him, but someone does...
Hello?
Excuse me.
Okay, this is a bit uncomfortable. Thunder, let's get in there. Oh, God, the blocking on the floor. Move out the way. Ooh, UMP. That's an execution. Try and get in the door, shut the door behind you, and you'll be perfectly fine. The other teammate is scared and confused. He's got a pistol and a helmet and no vest.
I mean, if you were someone like FaZe or something, this would be fine. You'd make the 1D a reality, but you've literally got, what do you call it, the helmet? The
budget helmet.
The budget helmet.
Yeah.
A budget helmet and a handgun. I mean, he wants it.
Go
on, lad.
Crowd, I want to hear you get behind this guy. Look at him. He's ready, he's willing for the fight. He peeks the corner. Oh, the reactions! They're not there.
Oh, there was a dream. The dream was real. Oh, speaking of dreams.
Don't let your dreams
be memes.
All right, they're getting towards the circle now. They've just kind of cleared in towards the circle area if you are wondering what's happening with the Doc and Shroud. Obviously, they are streaming as well, so if you do want to check that out, see it purely from their perspective, head on over and check it out yourself. But for now, they're looking pretty good in this. And let's see where they go towards. That's the interesting thing for me. Do they take themselves further down south? Ooh, farm.
So they're taking farm, and they're probably going to wait till
I did
the
say lambs
circle.
to the slaughter, but I mean, there's someone else here.
There is. There's actually a horse in there, apparently. So it could be a horse to the slaughter, potentially. Circle does shift, and she moves to Sovsnovka. So they have to run the bridge. The question is, did they go early?
Oh, here we go. We've got 2 players in their way.
Oh, they're
held
camping
up.
the
They've locked this down.
Do they know they're in there?
Do they care? Oh. Shroud is looking up for a fight right now.
So he knows there's people been here because obviously the doors are open.
Let's see if they hear steps. Doc's gone for a split here. They have no idea.
No, they don't. They're still looting. I mean, the guys in the other house are wandering around here, so you're going to hear these footsteps, but they look like they're geared. I'm seeing helmets.
They're peeking this. They know they're here. They've got to have an idea. They've heard doors open or something. They're decently geared here, Rich. This could be deadly. The Doc better be ready because they are about to try and push him. But Shroud, he's got the cross and another kill to match. Can anyone stop this guy right now? And then the Doc just seals the deal. It's another rack up of 2 bodies. And the dastardly duo continues their deathly run, and this is looking worrying for anyone else.
The bulletproof mullet comes in with the AKM, puts the hammer down, bags himself a kill as well. How many is that now in total? 6. 5 and 1, I believe. My math is terrible, but they're still in the farm area. They get the boxes once again. 1, 2, 3 teams above them that potentially could come flying their way. However, it all comes down to that bridge. Will they set up a camp? I mean, I'd expect them to go early. You know, try and get across, maybe avoid some of these players, potentially even, you know, box them in, maybe even camp them. The potential is there. Meat Sweat's currently half health. Someone's, it's
How
a
I feel again. Me.
Oh, me in real life. Phil Coffin. What a...
Oh, parallel run here. This could be fun. Samson,
Crossfires.
does he know? Samson, live up to your name. Have a look.
There we go. I saw the pun coming through. The bullets follow through. Unfortunately, Samson, though, he takes a bullet to the back. He drops down. Phil Coffin might be living up to his name if he buries that player, but Nible's teammate comes in with the aggressive fire onto him, so pressures them back here. One grenade behind the tree could do the job.
See what you got, buddy. Your teammate's bleeding out. You're scared. You're nervous. You've got no time. The blue is on your back, and your teammate's just been murdered. Nibley, what a name. Having to start running. Meat sweats, confused, a bit moist. Grenade does not slip out. Oh, he's let it fly. He's off.
I mean, he fancies it. Why not? He might as well have a crack at it. But Nibbler here's got the 16 the 4.
That's a shot. Nibley, I will never mock you at all. That is a great name. You're aggressive and scary.
He's going to go for the second.
At least getting tags. This guy's got something to him. He's got only bandages, though. He could do with these kills. If he can get the meds off, he can maybe get into the next circle. But this circle is going to start hurting. But he's on the hunt. He's on the prowl. He's got 2-2'd up. He's ready for this.
Phil's.
Oh, in the open field. Coffin. Run, boy, run. That 4 times is locked on you. One more shot would do it. The blue's going to be chunking him down as well. Keep in mind. Land it. Oh! That's what I'm talking about, Nibby. That is perfect.
I like it. Now we can go and oh, bridge camp. It is. It's the Doc himself. And he just fell off the back. Did he actually hit the
He got scared.
tire?
Look, if I was in a fight with the Doc, I'm like, look, I'm done. All right, where's that F key?
So we
Give
got
me a
one,
way out.
2. We got 2 teams that are still on the opposing side of the bridge. Do we see team number 4 actually moving for the boat there? I mean, I respect the bridge camp. I'm a big fan.
I'm loving it.
I'm a
Bring
big
it
fan.
on, boys.
It's a pity there's not many more people though on the opposing side. Oh, battling Nova. That's Team Secret. Dead.
Oh. So we were discussing earlier, maybe a pro or two may have snuck their way and been a little bit, you know, shady. Well, they just got absolutely ripped apart.
It
So
doesn't kind of speak very well for the rest of the week.
every other pro watching right now is like, why have you done this? Like, couldn't you just hold on? And Champ,
they go for the kill here in the boat.
have a little look. Of course, they're going to go for everything. They're going to go for it all. Why not? If he had an AK, you know, I'd kind of believe that. What? Was that a...
Yeah, that's a tag.
That's a real tag. At 3 times.
Go on, son.
Tapping away.
Let him have it. That's smoking like a bad man. They're bailing.
Did they just...
They killed him. They're dead. They jumped out. They effed him.
Why does... I know they're intimidating, guys, but stop taking your own lives. Please. Please. They're intimidating everyone out of the game.
Circle updates. She pushes all these players further and further into military. Sosnovka, it can be an evil place, especially if you've got teams waiting in the win that have been tanked up through Millie Base. The
remnants of the shame.
Just smoking in flames in the distance. Press F to pay respect. I'm sure Break will be very proud of that one. 2 players dying simultaneously, getting one up on him. Players in the distance, you can see around the aerial tower up on radio. Doc and Shroud now back on the bikes, and away we go. Where they're going to go? Oh, potentially they might hit a team here at Crossroads.
The Team Secret Slayers are still up.
And they're at the Crossroad as well.
Exactly, this could be big. M249, again, I'm still not going to give you that one, but level 3 vests and helmet, always going to be great. We need to see this. Oh, this could be big. That's a suppressor. This could be worrying for the deadly duo. Can they get to the cover? Oh, and here comes the big boy gun. M24 suppressed 8 times. They're going to find out these guys have some range on it. Doc's up for the fight on this. He's peeking that too. He was having a little look, and you can see them now calming down a bit.
They are lacking scopes that set the range fight. I'm seeing. Like,
I don't know what they picked up off the bridge, if there was anything else, but they certainly don't have this.
Silence 24.
They
didn't see him move.
He's pushing it.
Hey, up.
Fizzle, this guy is about to get...
Look at the gun as well.
SLR2 4 times. Okay, so let's say the Dastardly duo, which I'm now calling them that, actually gets these kills. That's a huge upgrade, massively for them. But the other team has such an advantage. But Shroud now eyeing up the horizon.
He has
Do they peek
info.
over?
He knows he's moved across on the opposing side.
Surely not.
I mean, he's looking at this.
He's expecting it, but I don't think he knows. There's too much of a deflate in the way. He's a smart player. You'll expect it. If one of them's going to hold the angle, the other's going to push. And now Fizzle's moving up.
Nibby's involved in the fight, so if he becomes a nuisance to them...
That could be a third party. All right, we're going to see how this one unfolds. They're still holding the line here.
Imagine if he shot him in the back. Imagine.
It could happen. Splinter seems very aware of everything.
I would be. But look at him. He's all geared up. 3-3-3. 24, 8 times silence. Pan on the ass. Happy days for him. They got the information that Nibley were here, so this kind of has done Doc and Shroud a favor and pulled them away.
Oh, now they know. Fizzle.
You're dead.
Oh, Nibley, you were great. You were everything. Flee! He's away!
2 HP
MVP!
team!
What a guy! And here comes the support system, Shroud and Doc. They're backing up Nibley. They're big fans. They like him too. Who doesn't? So they're going to apply the pressure and back away.
These bullets are coming from up on the rocks, though. Look at them. You saw them dinking off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4 teams here getting into what could be a catastrophic fight. That 24's still lurking. We have to be aware of that. They've got all the time in the world, thankfully, but they're not afraid to get these fights.
No, they're actually in a really good spot. A couple of these teams are actually pretty nicely done. Again, like if you are wanting Shroud and Dog to do well, you want them to get more range. Essentially, you want to get them a car, you want to get them something, and there's plenty available now. If they win one of these fights cleanly, they can definitely upgrade. But beyond that, any one of these teams can outdo the other at this point. We haven't seen that many kills from too many. These guys have already racked up 2. This guy right here showing he's got a bit of power to him. 2 kills to his name, Car 98 as well. And they're not afraid to take a fight. It looks like they are going to just be showing dominance here, but oh, that's a nice 4. Got to be careful, though. The 5-5, we know that's not what it once was. He's brazen as anything. Put a car in his hands, I might believe, but at 4-1-6, might not quite do it anymore.
It's going to be a long distance one. He's just got to be careful if they do rotate and pull out the Car 98 on them. I think Shroud's upgraded with a level 2.
Yeah, he's 2-2'd up.
The circle's gone in their favor, though, so now essentially they could potentially take this hillside where they are and gatekeep the teams coming in as we hop across further afield. Team's drunk bus, unfortunately, has broken down and lost its wheels. That's gone. He's dead. AKM seals the deal on that job.
Oh, Shroud's just got...
So he knocked the guys on the hill.
Dear Lord. Someone, please. Nerf. Nerf the Shroud.
I feel sorry for that dude as well, because we just saw a bullet come through the backside as well. So they are creeping in here. Tech has to hit the dirt. Level 1 out of his mind. 4 kills in total, excuse me, 3 kills in total for this team. Make that 5 as another 2 fall down and fall victim to the boys on team 24. Still lurking in the wind, they are parallel to the Doc and Shroud.
I've got to say, though, if you want to talk about this too, the positioning coming in from Doc and Shroud is very good. They've got a very clean area to work their way into. They can play slow on the blue. That's what I wanted to see. That's the Car 98 in action. Brilliant precision with the 8 times right to the skull. But you know there's a teammate up, and now he wants a bit of that. Does not get it.
So that's one of the... No, that's not the...
That's one of the 3-3 boys. It is.
Yeah.
It's one of those 2 that had it.
I think the 3's
Wait,
still
no.
up. Oh, Nibley's
Nibley.
dead. No.
Nibley!
He did so well.
Can we all just take a second to remember Nibley as he was?
Press
The
F.
4 times God. The majestic escape on the bike. He had it all.
5 HP to make it to distances. Now, speaking about these guys earlier on with the 3s, with the M24, one of them's had the helmet removed, so that makes the utility lacking a little bit, and they're getting pushed aggressively.
Red leg. Got an upgrade. He's added a mare. He's had an absolute breakdown. It's not gone well for him there. Switched to the wrong gun. And Dursty. Not sure what to do. He's got fire coming left, right, and center. He's trying to find cover. Bless him. Prone down. Try and get a second to heal up, but this is not looking good. There's a lot of eyes trained on this area, and it's not in the new circle, obviously.
I mean, look at Doc and Shroud. They're just still on a pinhead, aware that those guys are fighting over there. They'll be hearing these bullets, and they'll be getting themselves into a position where they have full eyes on the prize. Once they move out of that compound, they should, in theory, be able to mow them down. I might have realized Shroud does have some range.
It was Shroud who was shooting at the player in that area, so Dursty's got to be real careful. Even though he's seen these players leave, he might get some pressure coming back in from the other teammates, and they need to move as well. So they're off. They're at him. Let's see if they can get a good spot. They've shown quite nice...
Ow.
Why did I say that? Why did I say anything? You know what? It was an emergency stop.
I like it. Even though they don't have a helmet. That's the dangerous thing about him being in the open here.
Missing the hemlet.
Oh boy, how do the guys get down from the hills? Unfortunately, Red Leg does fall to the zone. His teammate's not far behind. UMP though bites the dust. The Scar does its job.
Is showing a very good game so far. Like, I'm a little worried. This guy's got some fight to him. Rich here, watching all this go. He is in the safety for now, and he hasn't been spotted. The 2 times in the meantime, you can see the champ there getting old Dursty down.
Can't believe how passive this kid's
The patience of a saint, or the terror of a small child. One of 2.
Pick your poison.
New circle. Let's see where we're going.
Damn.
Oh, all right, boys. We've got a gatekeeping situation. And what we call that is you've essentially got two teams, maybe three, arguably, in a good spot to deny everyone else. Ooh, I'm hearing Kar98s, though.
I'm seeing Shadow inside the kill feed as well. Jim Deezy hits the deck, and the tap 5 comes across. M16 with the 6 times. It did get a little bit of an adjustment from patch 12. Now the first shot. They actually want this. They're getting involved, so they're moving out the circle.
So you can't see it on this, but they do need new vest, new helmet. They need upgrades. That's what they actually need at this point. And well, they're moving into two of the players who've been extremely good. Shroud, not got the full auto gun. He's only got the M16. This could be his downfall. This could be Shroud done. There's two players on the other side who've shown some real power so far. Shroud, are you ready for this? Over that hill, two players wait. Splinter has been exceptional, but he shows a little, and he might just give this one up. One goes down, but where's the trade? Where's his teammate? What? He's down by the tree! He turns it! Oh! Shroud on the spin, turns around! Oh! He's got him! Shroud 180s round, he takes down Fizzle, and the revive is very much on here. Shroud with a clutch, again, 10 kills between them, but there's still the one man. He peeks out, he takes down Doc again. Shroud's in trouble.
Sitting outside in the blue, tap fire, he's all kinds of danger.
But will Shroud take the fight now? He needs to either get the kill now or run. It's one of the two.
Look at his health.
And Rich is running in. Shroud, are you ready? He goes down! D-Rich comes in when it matters.
And he knocks both of them.
Patience.
Wow.
Pays off. The crowd loves a bit of it. They did brilliantly between Shroud and Dog, but we will be seeing a winner that is not one of those two right now.
Twitch D-Rich. What a legend. Hides inside the tower. Pokes his head out when it matters most. Re-knocks the Doc while the res is in procedure. And as you say, the patience of a legend. And all of a sudden, 2 kills in the bag. He eliminates the entire team.
Rich, who are we supporting? Does it have to be D-Rich now?
I think, well, either that or the man with a VSS, because it takes balls to play a VSS at this level.
You know, I do appreciate a VSS.
You know what I appreciate more? An M24.
Nah.
No?
Nah, VSS.
It's just a potato gun, isn't it?
But imagine, like, if you get a kill with it, you know people are sad. I don't want a pickle. A great name. Crowd, what do we think of I don't want a pickle?
I don't think Shadow wants a pickle either.
They didn't like it. Not a fan of the pickle. All right, too early. Shadow, now he's looking all right. I'm not gonna lie. We've got the Shroud Slayer. He's still alive, so I think we kind of have to back him in this. Unless the VSS man can deliver.
That thing. It's just a potato gun every time. Level 1, level 2, 30%, 40% head and body. AKM in the back pocket, but there were no line of sight on there whatsoever. Teammate, though, over on the eastern wing. They're going to be moving into the slow side of the circle, so no pressure on them. They can just crawl the way in. GT Money, AKM, and my favorite scope on this bad boy, the holographic, gives you a wild field of vision. Meanwhile,
there's our man.
The legend himself, only 2 kills,
Slayer.
but the 2 kills that mattered most.
Exactly. D-Rich, making money, making bank, taking down the champions. Is there anyone else who dare fight him? Oh God, no, D-Rich, no! D-Rich survived the pan! It saves him. The PUBG gods look down upon him.
Don't poke.
He's only got bandages.
Heal.
He's wounded.
Heal, goddammit.
He's bleeding.
There we go. He's healing.
But for how long? He's gonna get split on and he knows it. Yeah. He's got to try and win one of these fights and it's over.
Oh, please. Actually, someone came back.
Shadow. If you were a second earlier, you could have saved our MVP, but it's too little, too late. Shadow is there, coming out from his for a second just to find one of the players. He gets a full kill on this too.
Second player, unfortunately, has no idea where he's running to. Hits him from the back line with a 6 times and a silencer. And now Team 24 looking securely in the driving seat here. They have the edge of the circle, but they've got to be aware. Team 8 moving from the eastern bank. We've got 4 teams remaining, only 7 players. So we're going to see the YOLO Solo come into play. The YOLO Solo so far already done some damage. It's going to be Kingsley. Previously, though, solo player taking out the legendary team, Doc and Shroud. Jim Deezy. No kills from this team whatsoever on team number 6. I think that were potentially the smokes going down. Oh, but they know where Kingsley is. He's a man with a plan. And if a gun can, it's the DP. The disco plant launcher.
Is that what it stands for?
It is. I mean, it does look like a big disco plate on top of it, to be fair.
Yeah, dinner plate.
Dinner plate, disco plate. Look at it. He's going to serve up a beautiful lunch of
chicken.
Roast chicken. You took the words. You just killed it for me. No, I was running with it then, but I'll let you have it.
I think Shadow's looking pretty good for this, I'm not gonna lie. But every time I've said that so far, they've died. So maybe I've just got like the voice of death when it comes to these. Like, oh, he's looking alright.
Cast a curse.
Yeah, exactly. But his teammate's doing well as well. They've got, you know, a good couple of kills. They're doing pretty nicely. We'll see what he can actually do down the line. It's really weird casting a game of PUBG and there's this few people left in this circle.
Yeah.
If you watch any if you watch tomorrow, guys, just out there, wait till you see how compact this gets. It's pretty wild. So this is very chilled out, you know? We've got a nice calm time. You know, we're just having a good time. Might get a coffee soon, something like that. You know, kick back.
I like how we just got the word "and" in the circle, though. And.
Easel.
A-N-D.
It's in the game. South circle hits. Southeast team, Southwest team, and we, of course, have the ones up in towards the Northwest as well. There are 4 teams alive, 7 players, in case you can't read on the screen. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to, but I like to say it because there's not much else to say right now. And it's meta-casting when you're casting what you're casting. Fuego-san. Looking real hot and spicy. 6 times locked and loaded. Scared, sits down, got a level 3. Wouldn't be that scared if I was him. But what can he do with this one? They're all taking the time. You can see them going slow side. This could be the creep up from Shadow here. This guy's shown some real good work. Team have 8 kills. He's currently got 6. This guy.
He has the info.
How? Wizard.
Bodies on the floor. Information's there.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Takes a nade. Throws a nade. That was quite close.
That's a warning sign.
Yeah, everyone now is just like, where did that come from? The rain from above. Shadow moving in forward. AK to hand. Nade's coming back in. Obviously, this isn't the patch with currently the most recent updates, but it's still pretty deafening. And these two are running. If I was just suddenly getting, you know, bombarded with grenades, I'd probably move too. And they actually get the high ground. That's the more imperative part of this, is they've moved to a really nice position. And you've got that M24 on back. I see some big weapons here. Shadows look good, aggressive, but can he actually now take the fight?
They need to look at these players. I mean, the downwind, obviously they have the hill advantage, but you will be slightly silhouetting between the tree lines. So as long as you're careful, they're taking up center point. Just obviously be aware of that solo player, Kingsley. He now comes into the fray with the DP, gets the knock and the finish as well. So the flush is there. The DP doing its work. I mean, it's still a big boy gun. It hits for, I think it's 47, I believe? No, 51 per bullet. It got a buff.
Shadow, though. This guy, he's still taking fights, though. There's 3 teams now left alive. 5 players. Shadow's got his teammate up, so we've got 1 solo man here, obviously. At least it looks like it. Moving forward now. Circle moving in. Kingsley isolated all alone.
Go on, son.
He's going for it. The problem is it's the angles. If he takes the fight on one, he's completely open to the other side. Kingsley's got to be very careful in this.
He could potentially chill. Obviously needs to be aware of there are several other people.
How is he a wizard on the map like this? Like, wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Barry.
Why is his name Barry?
I don't know. It's Barry Kingsley. It sounds good.
Tension begins to rise. The circle. The new circle has come in. It's quite centered. Not too surprising if you're commonly you know, up to date on these settings. So they will be just kind of working their way forward, making their way downtown, walking fast.
We're about to sing, but then I've just...
Don't do it again. Just poor audience. They have to pay extra. Oh, don't. All right. Kingsley is away. He's basically got 2 teams to take down, and you know, I doubted him earlier. Shadow's still alive, and Shadow has been cruel. He's been mean. He's been, you know, he's been working his way around. Bit of cover there. Kingsley could be open to this. He could switch up to that next gun. Couple of taps. This could be murder. She wrote Shadow. Eyeing up. Does he spot him? No. Shadow unaware.
I must have seen him now.
He's got to see him now. Sprays him with the AK. And he's got power. This guy's got some real fight to him. Now it's time to move up. You want circle dominance. You want to get there fast. These two have yet to get a kill either. Jim, please be aware of this because you're in trouble because Shadow is hungry for these kills. He might just get the win.
However, they've been spotted, but Shadow does have that 6 times, and he's got the tap fire as well. The 16, it's a beast of a gun. He gets the initial knock as well, Lauren.
1 more to go. Jim, scared, confused, dazed, alone. He goes for the revive. He's trying to get his teammate up, but look at them. They won this victory. They've got nades to hand. This could be it. Shadow, how good's that throwing arm of yours? It looks very good. Shadow comes in, and it's job done. Brilliant play from him and his teammate in the end. A lot of kills coming in as well. That's a performance you want to remember.
That's a fantastic way to end it. They know exactly where they are. They get the information. The grenade goes through, finds its target. 2 for 1, does the job. And we saw Shadow. They were doing fantastic work with this team throughout the entirety of the competition. Most kills definitely in the bag for these two. And happy, happy days. But 2 men we do need to talk about. Doc and Shroud, unfortunately, they did make it quite far into the later game. But YOLO Solo playing from the blue, unfortunately, just spoiling the entirety of the fun and taking both players out back-to-back.
Yeah, they played really well. I mean, as much as you want to give them a bit of banter, they took fights. They were aggressive.
They fancied
they played their normal game style, which you've got to appreciate. They didn't, you know, sit back and just try and play for that win. They're taking every fight they could.
Yeah.
There was no prisoners. They wanted every bit of that was presented to them.
Everything that kind of go wrong at that one certain point, though, did, because you saw the Doc was already down. Shroud was already tanked.
Yeah.
He was really tanked up. The second the Doc got up, you've got minor HP to play with. 1 bullet puts him back down on his ass, and then all of a sudden Shroud's just left in this 5 HP in a dream scenario. When you've got a 16 looking down the barrel on tap fire with a red dot, the red dot's nasty. You can just get... All you need is that 1 bullet. It's pretty easy, especially now with a little bit of the adjustment on it, so things didn't go quite their way, but still, plenty of kills in the bag that took the fights, and I think we'll be seeing a chicken dinner today from these guys. I really do.
Absolutely. I mean,
100%.
they are looking hungry, so I wouldn't be surprised. But that's enough from us. It was good fun to have a little bit of a chat with you guys. I've got to say as well, the crowd out there has been exceptional. I want to see if you guys can keep this up. You've been the most fun that we've had for a while so far. So thanks for that. But obviously, that's enough from us for now. Let's head over to the desk to see their thoughts on that matchup.
Thanks, Pansy. Thanks, Sims. What a way to kick things off here at DreamHack Austin. 12 kills between Shroud and Dr. Disrespect. 10 to Shroud, 2 to Dr. Disrespect. Arguably, he was robbed. He should have got some kills with that speedboat explosion, surely.
Yeah, I mean, there was a speedboat explosion. I don't know if they jumped out the side or whatever it was. So Doc, I think, could have gotten a few extra kills there to maybe make me feel a little less bad about not being the winner of our kill bet. But you were right. Shroud came out on top. He just put in work from the get-go, man.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, also, I like the bridge camp setup. I mean, they played edge as well. They came in on the right side. They had a good positioning. But I said as well, you got to make sure that you look behind because there's going to be snakes all the way to the end.
But, you know, Shroud, he started as he meant to go on. He started off with that double headshot kill. And it was kind of lethal from there, really. Yeah, it was like the first spray. It was almost like he was warming up. He was saying, "All right, I'm getting the airplane jitters out, getting comfortable," and then he just went 1-2. And I don't even know if Doc was still rotating for a flank play, and Shroud was like, "I got this. Pop, pop. Let's move on and get on a motorcycle." And then they drove away into the sunset in a really cute 2-seater look. It was nice to see.
And also, they started in Comiskey, so
right. They listened to him.
They listened to the good start.
Are you taking credit for that?
Yeah, 100%. 100% credit. I mean, the place here, if you're a duo, you want to get away, you want to make sure you come on the edges, loot safely, and then go towards the middle. So this is the right place, and they did fantastically good getting in across the circle as well, clearing out the way.
They did a long way to go. I mean, you saw them go through the farm cycle, like they went to the bridge. It's not an easy cross to make. Yes, motorcycle definitely makes that cross a lot easier. Running at the full speed of the motorcycle makes it really hard to track. Most players tend to keep their sensitivity at a level where it's hard to cover a motorcycle at full speed. So that got them through, I think, a couple of tight spots. But once they were there, they cleared farm, and they just sort of kept chunking their way across the map. There are a couple of things I have to mention before we see our top 3 PUBG players of that round. Of course, Arctic Thunder, the daddy-o, 50-year-old Arctic Thunder, avenging his daughter's death. And then he was snuck up on again behind the door. We definitely thought he wasn't going to survive. But he took it. He did it. You know, he told me, he said, I don't get that many kills a game. I only average like 1, only got 2. I mean, he's 50. He defended his daughter, couldn't quite res her in time. I think we all laughed a little bit at that moment. But, you know, Athena's rage went down. He was able to get his kills and sort of move on from there. So that was kind of an exciting moment with a daddy defensive play. Daddy defensive indeed. And Twitch D Rich. Yeah, Twitch D Rich takes the whole thing home, man. I'm sorry, and I guess to say the whole thing by like the bounty. Yeah, that's exactly what you want, though. Right. To be honest, that's the big victory, isn't it? Taking out both Doc and Shroud. Apparently, there's a $50 bounty on their heads. So he's now, literally as Twitch D Rich, he's $100 richer. And of course, Shadow and his teammate taking the actual first chicken dinner of the PUBG Showdown here at DreamHack Austin. Shadow,
quite possibly could be the Shadow that we saw playing with Rusky in the qualifiers.
Yeah, pretty sure he played with Rusky a little bit, helps out with the team, so he's got a high level of play pedigree. We saw them walk away with 12 kills between them, and that beautiful. When you see it at game end, you want to see like a Kar 98 headshot, you want to see a great grenade throw, like those are the great enders, right? So kudos to the observing team that followed that grenade right up over the arc to that finish, but what a great way to end the game.
Well, we've got top 3 coming your way right now, so we can see some of those highlights again.
Of course, number 3.
Right, this is the Shroud Rocks. This is the second group of kills that they got. He came in here, lit it up. In fact, Dr. Disrespect had just taken 2 shots from those guys. Derp had nothing but iron sights at that stage. And Shroud ran the flank, got the headshot on one, and then did some really nice double peeks and walked away with the win.
Number 2. We don't know which this is, actually. So, oh yeah, Twitch Steerage, of course, here with the double, making sure that Shroud and Doc goes down. And taking those $50 for each head that he takes. That's very, very beautiful.
I mean, Twitch was backstage and we all yelled, "You better partner him after that!" Like, this guy's a legend.
Look at this. Shadow. Of course, with some competitive experience comes also so how you can approach the circles, but that nade, that is pure,
perfect.
Yeah, pure proof of skill here.
Getting that nade perfectly timed, going up and then sort of back down behind the tree. They were going for the res, and he knew that. And that's sort of where you see the experience come out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is he was in a situation where he saw he got the knock. He knew that he was pushing uphill, which is difficult to do. They have the advantage on the peak, sort of looking downhill at you. And he moved aggressively while the res was happening, had the nade cooked just right. I mean, he had no chance to escape. So it was just a really clean play, and they walked away with more kills than the Doc and Shroud.
Yeah, exactly. 10 kills on Shadow and 2 on the partner. So fantastic 2-digit here to take the chicken dinner.
A big shout out to El Fudge Grenade, his partner, who also, you know, the both of them got through. So good job.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, fingers crossed we get to see Shadow go head-to-head with, of course, Dr. Disrespect and Shroud. And we'll see if that happens after this short break.